Okay. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to come in, like, and if you have not already subscribed, please do so. I want to welcome all of my new subscribers and all of my new viewers, all of the people in the bike, all the people that's just in the bushes, and all the other things that's going on. Okay, I'm moving around in the kitchen, y'all. On Sundays, I um, I um, I do dinners for. I have a few regulars, and usually they order dinners after the game, after work, stuff like that. They want a nice Sunday dinner, so I try to make sure that it's hot and fresh. So when they get done, when they're ready to throw down with the throw down, you know what I'm saying? They got a fresh hot plate. So if you hear me moving around, cutting up, slicing and dicing, that's exactly what I'm doing. But I'm pretty sure there's nothing y'all ain't never heard before. So I'm gonna do a little housekeeping first. And with that, I mean, well, first let me say, everybody jump in and say, hey, say hello. My name is Sislo. Miss Sislo is nasty. And I've been doing this YouTube thing for quite a while, but just not um, as frequent as I've been lately. But let me say a couple of things. My channel is not centered around. First of all, let me say I am not a part of the beef sector. I don't know who told y'all that, but I'm not. Now, some of my stuff might be in the algorithms or may gravitate over to that sector because I have friends and people that I moderate for in that sector, but I don't beef with people. I don't do that. That's not my forte. That's not my cup of tea. That's not what I do. I don't knock the people that do it because, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you. Okay, well, anyway, I don't beef. So that's not me. Also, my channel is not a bashing channel. It's not what I do. I do way more things than that. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I'm a caterer. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a minister of the gospel. Um, I'm an educated um, psychologist. I have a degree in psychology. So I do a lot more than just um, talk about markets. That's not my thing. I don't beef or come to beef or to bash. That's not my thing. But I do speak my mind. Now, if you happen to take that as a beef or a bash, I'll say that would have to be on you. But I say take the truth with a grain of salt. It might go down a little easier. If that don't work, take it with some honey. Okay, it might go down smoother. But know the truth, and you know the truth when you hear it. When you hear the truth and it comes in your direction, take it. Take it for granted. Learn from my mistakes, and you might not have to make some of your own. It's the same thing I tell my children. I have grown adult children. I have girls. I'm an advocate for women because I raised women. Okay, I raised girls. I don't want my daughters to make some of the same mistakes that I've made. So I want them to learn from some of my mistakes, and they won't have to make all of their own. So I advocate for young women because there are a lot of young women who just didn't have guidance or felt like they couldn't confide in the guidance that they had or whatever. So yeah, I speak up for women and I'm going to continue to do that. And nothing is going to change that. Okay. Um, Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts, and that comes back to me. So if I'm wrong, I can admit that I'm wrong. If I'm wrong about something, I'll have no problem saying, you know what, I was wrong. Or you're right. Forgive me. So that's that. I just want to get that little bit out the way because I don't want people to think that every day, I'll talk about what happened yesterday. That's not what I do. I want you to be inspired, uplifted, encouraged. I want you to be, empowered by something that I say or something that I do or something that I have said or done. And I want you to be encouraged. That's what this is all about. So now, the only reason why I'm coming back with this is because I am reacting or not reacting because I'm not going to act over, but I am going to, I guess, give my commentary on the live that was done yesterday with Yana and Marcus over on the Sheena's channel. Um, Again, I didn't even know that Yana was going to be on the channel. I didn't even know she was going to be there. So I didn't go on her panel, for the sole purpose of defending Yana. That came naturally, and I didn't do it for clout. I did it because it needed to be done, or I felt like it needed to be done. So it wasn't like I went up there, uh, to go in or in for her just because. No, I saw before when I was in the bushes in the chat or what have you. I saw that that it appeared that it wasn't quite going well for her. And I felt like it was a little biased and a little one-sided. And I still feel that way. No disrespect to the channel holder, no disrespect to anyone, not at all. Because, like buttholes, everybody's got an opinion. And I have one. And I was up there solely to express my opinion. Now, initially, I was supposed to be invited because a statement was posted in a live that was done a couple of days ago. I made a statement that I was once a follower of Marcus, but I no longer follow him. And the host asked me why. Why didn't I follow him anymore? Because she asked me why. And she said, matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link. You can come up. That's what I did. So because Marcus came in while he was running errands and he really did not have time to talk, I made a suggestion that maybe you could set up something where we can come back a little later where he has a little bit more time and he doesn't have to feel rushed and, we can get into it, the questions that I had for him or the way that I want to address the situation. So initially the live was supposed to be set up for 4, around 4 is what I was told. But here, let me see. But when I came at 4, I didn't see any notifications. I did provide my contact information. I didn't get any notifications via my personal contact. So I just kept going back and checking. So I saw that instead of at 4 o'clock, it was set up for 7. When I went back at 7 o'clock to check in, the live had been moved to 10. I want to say 10 or 10:30, one of the two. Well, that wasn't necessarily good for me because, I had my grandchildren and one of my grandbabies is 6 weeks old. And you know yourself, you can't control how a 6-week-old baby is going to react when he's ready to eat. He's ready to eat, and you gotta. If he needs attention, I'm gonna give him the attention that he needs, and then or y'all be saying something different, like, "Oh my gosh, she mistreating that baby, trying to get on a lot." No, I'm not gonna do that. If my baby needs attention, I'm gonna give it to him. So that's that. So I just listened, and while I was listening, that is when I noticed that while Yana was on a panel, it seemed like not only the people on the panel was letting her have it, but some of the people in the chat were letting her have it too. And I felt like, that was unfair because it was like no matter what she said, it was already preconceived that she was lying. No matter what she said, it was already preconceived that she's not going to be telling the truth or she was going to be in the wrong. And I just felt like that was one-sided and unfair. So when I came up on the panel, I spoke that. I said that, okay, you want me to just call you when I'm done? Okay. Okay, baby, I love you. I'll call you when the food done. Okay, baby. So yeah, I got up and the first thing that I said was, I kind of feel bad for her because I feel like that, the chat was, not the chat, I'm sorry, that the way things were going it was kind of one-sided unfair for her. And of course, the channel holder and the guest did not seem to think the same way, and that is their prerogative. That's her channel. She holds the controls, and you gotta go along and get along the way you get along. Now, like I said, I did not go up there expecting to come to her defense because that wasn't the thing. My initial intention to come in was to address Marcus mainly regarding his platform being created to do one thing, and then subsequently it becoming a tool, so to speak, to be able to attract another. And I felt that his personal life became a greater part of what this channel was, and not so much as geared towards what it was once geared towards, which was, going out and interviewing homeless people or, delving into the situation. Like I felt like in the very beginning, when he used to go out in the community and he used to talk to people, and some of the questions that he asked, even if was something, what got you out here? For instance, he would say, "What got you out here?" "Hey, sweetie, thank you." He said, "What got you out here?" I'm gonna come back to the chat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna come back to the chat. But I'll lose my train of thought. But thank you, sweetie. When he used to ask people, what got you out there? What affected your life in such a way that you ended up on the street and stuff like that. So when he said that, I figured like, okay, cool. And even if he said, well, did something happen at home? And sometimes the people would say, yeah, that they were touched by an individual, this, that, and the other. And I, initially I kind of thought, okay, well, maybe that's not such a bad question simply because you never know what caused the person to get out on the street and end up on drugs. It could be because they had some real deep issues that they that they couldn't deal with, they couldn't face, or they weren't allowed to face, or they couldn't find anyone to confide in or something like that. And this gives them an outlet to speak about their issues and stuff. Give me something to drink? Yeah. So yeah, I kind of figured like, oh well, maybe, maybe it's good for them to talk about it. But then after so many interviews, the questions start going another way. Like, I heard him ask some people like, you know, what do you do? He asked one young lady, what do you do for money? How do you make it out here? And she said that sometimes she had to sell herself. Well, he said, how much? And the way he said how much was like, like how much because I want to document this. It was more like how much because I might want to patronize kind of thing. That's the way, and I was like, well, okay, now that's kind of borderline. And even if that's not what he meant or the way that he meant it, it could be perceived that way. I was like, oh, you better watch out because that can go any way. But I kept watching. And I kept supporting the channel, by clicks and views and things like that. So then another person came on and he asked them about them being touched by somebody in their family. I don't know if it was a father or something, but he said something to the effect of, did they penetrate you? And how did that feel to you? Now that's going a little bit too far to me. Did you get turned on by it? This line of question was something like that. So I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's too close for comfort. And then some of the things that he would say and conversate about with Josias kind of came into question also because we know that although Josias is an adult now, he's not thinking on necessarily on an adult capacity. He's doing adult things, but not, y'all know what I'm saying. He's not fully an adult. He's an adult in age, but he's probably about 15, 16 in mentality, maybe even younger than that, But when he started asking some of those questions, I'm like, well, hey, why is he asking this baby these type of questions? Just not cool. And so then I started getting to the point where, okay, this line of questioning is getting kind of iffy, but he should be careful because something's going to happen. Then I saw the first video where the young lady Monique came out and said, made some allegations. I'm just gonna go there because I don't feel like I need to go all the way into it because those that don't know, But she made some allegations, and even at that, I was like, okay, well, let me just. I'm not the kind of person to go by somebody's first word about something. I want to hear the whole side. I want to hear both sides. Because even in a court of law, you're innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not gonna just take one person's word for it. Let me kind of, delve into that a little bit more and wait. And that's what I'll do. I'll wait it out to see if it is just the way that the person said or what have you. So I just kind of sat back and I waited or what have you. So, with the lining of questioning that kept going on, and then with some of the young ladies, it appeared that he was a little bit on flirtation side, and I was like, I ain't on it. This Marcus is a freak. He's a freak. Now he's grown, he can do what he want to do. But then when the situation came up with Layla, and then I believe Layla was one of the first ones to say, that she had been with Marcus. And I kind of figured that anyway, because of the way that he and Lewis got along. You can kind of tell. And Lewis was awful protective about the way he was talking to her. Then Marcus was awful defensive about Lewis not being close when he talked to her. And I'm like, if you're just asking questions to do an interview, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. But you do your interviews the way you do your interview. So then when Yana came out and said her part about what happened, I'm like, okay, now everybody not lying. Everybody, if it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, crack like a duck, it's a duck. So when the whole Yana thing first came out and they did that live together, I am a very good judge of character. I am a discerner and I am a psychologist. You can't fool me. And not only that, I got common sense. You can't fool me like that. You can see that he was even gaslighting her during that live. That's when I started to back off because it wasn't so much as what they did as adults. It was more that he was like, we slept together and it is what it is. So yeah. And yeah, she got pregnant and now she's not pregnant anymore. And I decided, we decided mutually that, maybe this is not a good time after all. And I was excited about having a boy. I don't have a boy and and he was so nonchalant about it. So nonchalant and he downplayed it so bad. Like this girl just don't care. Like he just don't care about this child's feelings. And it's more than him. It's more than just him. You know what I'm saying? She has feelings. And it's a life. This is a whole life. And then I'm thinking like all the people that talked about being with him intimately said that he did not wear protection. And the fact that Yana got pregnant proved the fact that he didn't wear protection. Okay? So my thing is like, not only are you using this platform that at least 3 young ladies has said that they had encounters with you, but you also was with them and they were unprotected. That's where my concern really came in because I'm like, you were in a college town. A lot of people are looking up to you. These kids on the street looking up to you and this, that, and the other. And some young girls are turned on by an older man with money, with a nice car, articulate, and well known. Some of those things are intriguing to them, and yes, they will react to it. So yes, you have a responsibility to your targeted population, to your audience, and to the public. But not only that, you are using a platform that was supposed to be centered around helping the homeless population, and now you are using it for your personal pleasure. And if it weren't that type of platform, if this was, it's me, Marcus, out on the go, I'm doing my thing, partying and living, couldn't say nothing. Couldn't say a thing. But simply because it was supposed to be centered around helping these people, and these are the people that you seem to be attracted to, they don't care about, we don't see you engaging with these professional people and nurses and corporate people that you speak about. We only see you engaging with these people that you meet and interview with. The only person that you interviewed with, that you were interacting with or entangled with, as you say, first of all, you said you was only with one person, and then the other night in that live, you said, I had an entanglement with a few of my interviewees. A few. That ain't one, that ain't two. The last time I learned what a few mean, it was at least three. And then, instead of coming and being repentant about it and giving the girl a genuine apology, you gave her an apology, but you kept taking it back by gaslighting her. And that's when I started like getting in my feelings, because I'm like, well, no, hold on, you're not just gonna sit up here and go for this and gaslight this child. And my feelings were, if you had any intentions on giving her any money at all, you would still do it because you said you were going to do it. Period. It shouldn't have had anything enough to do with anything. And then to add insult to injury, first of all, let me say, you can't tell nobody what to do with their money. That's your money. But now we're talking about looking at it from the perspective of a young lady that just had your baby, and now she doesn't have that baby no more for the purposes of the deletion. And she's in her feelings. She's still hormonal. So emotions are all over the place. And she's young. She's young. You're expecting a 18, 19-year-old girl to do what another 40-year-old is thinking. It's not about to happen. She ain't lived enough life to think the way you think. But you turned around after not, I guess, answering her request, sending her the money that you said you were going to give her. And you booked a whole vacation with a whole nother person. She already feel kicked to the side because she had to get rid of her baby, and y'all no longer cohabitating or whatever the case may be. But now she see that you're interviewing this young lady, beautiful young lady, flirting with her, and this, that, and the other. And then you turn around and you saying that you don't have the money to send her, but she see you on an escapade. You got to see. She's a young lady. She was in her feelings. She was in her feelings. Yeah, I know some grown folks that probably would have been in their feelings about that. Oh, you ain't got money to send me, but you do this, people. But I can't tell you what to do with your money. Nobody can tell you to do with your money. That's not my point. And then the other thing was with Sonny. When you interviewed Sonny, some of the questions you asked her, even she side-eyed you. Or let me say side-eyed him, because I'm not speaking to him right. I'm not. It's not that I'm directing this towards him. And when I say that, it's because I'm in the moment. It's not. I'm not directing anything to anyone, but my audience. So when you came to her and you asked her those questions, you asked her about her sexual activity. And then you asked her, did any man ever tell you that you were his fetish? Marcus, my word, that's what I thought. But that's when I knew that this could possibly be the next one. And then to go around, and this baby said, you asked her to be his Valentine. He asked her to be his Valentine. I gotta stop doing that because it's not my intention. And that you would take her on a trip. The first thing I thought was, I pray to God that he is not using this baby, this beautiful young lady that's already experienced enough trauma and hurt in her life. I pray that he's not about to use her for damage control. I pray that he is not about to make her a part of this ongoing saga to try to say, oh, see, Marcus is a good guy kind of thing. That's what I was praying. And he's praying no more. Because you're proving that. He's already proven it. You know, we learned, I guess it was yesterday, that he's doing a dating show. That's from his own confession. That he's doing a dating show on his channel. And so that lets you to know that you ain't dating her no more because you getting ready to go look for other people. But my thing is what about the feelings and emotions that that young lady has tied up now? And even though she may not admit that she's hurting by it, it's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt. And she doesn't need to experience another hurt. I don't speak for her because she's very boisterous. And she has shown that she will speak for herself. So I don't need to speak for her. I can just pray for her. And let that be that. Now, whether she wants those prayers or not, that's on her. But I'm going to do my due diligence. So I'm not saying that he's not grown, he can't live his life, he can't do his, yes, you can. But you're an obligation to other people's feelings. It's wrong. But when you are an individual like that, where you have no soul, when I say soul, I mean conscious. Because in Color Purple, Sugar would say, see, this guy's soul too. So when I say that you have no soul, I mean you have no conscience. You know, that's what I mean by that. So if he doesn't have a conscience, nothing can affect him in that way. And when I said something to him about karma biting him in the butt, he said the only thing that he's going to do is come and get him a crown. A crown for what? How many notches you got on your belt and how many bumps you got on your wee-wee? You the king of bumps. You the king of notches. You the king of slutism. Yeah, you grown. You can do what you want to do. But I don't want my child running around Atlanta and might fall victim to you. He's a manipulator. He's a narcissist. And that's it. That's my whole take on it. And I'm done with it. I said my piece, not only to my public, but I said my piece to him. So I've done my part. I don't have to keep going on and on and on and on and on about it. Unless something else comes up, this is going to be my last conversation about that. There are other things we can talk about. A whole lot of other things. And he don't even deserve that energy. I'm going to go back through my messages here. Inez says, you said what needed to be said, sis. I appreciate you for saying that. Hello, Natasha. How you doing, sugar? Inez says, hello. Karen says, we all just need to realize that Marcus is only interested in sex. Obviously, he said that. He needs to be in a controlling seat. That is why he goes after vulnerable people. Yeah, not only in a controlling seat, but in the seat where people are willing to do whatever. They're vulnerable. Inez says, I knew in an interview with Monique and the things that he inquired about in her personal life, that the interview was more about his. That's what I'm talking about. You can see it in some of the line of questioning, right? Right? He expects for y'all to just get over it. Yeah, this child just turned, since they were together, she turned 19. Or at least that's what his data says. So she's still, she just fresh out of high school pretty much. And he's a grown man with kids darn near her age. And you expect for her to think like you're thinking at 40 years old and she's only 19. Impossible. She doesn't know how to process things yet to get over it that quick. There's some people that can walk out of a clinic and don't think about it no more. Everybody's built different. And then what's so bad about it, he was still trying to gaslight the girl, talking about the nickname he used to have for her. That's what you call building them up to bust their bubble and knock them back down. You know the song? You can't be rocking in the world and you can't even stop. About a half a mile from heaven and you knock me back down to this cold, cold world. That's how that goes. You build me up to tear me down. And that was wrong. That is wrong. Martin is working on his sex bucket list. That's what I said. Notches on his belt. He said his next relationship will also be recorded and shared with the public. He gets turned on by it. He gets turned on by his escapade. Latasha is cracking up. Inez said, I felt as if the interviewer yesterday was showing much admiration to a narcissistic individual, thus for being very inappropriate. Well, you know what? Let me say this about this. Some people are loyal to a fault. Some people are just loyal to a fault. They feel like, I'm gonna stick with my loyalty and I'm gonna go where my loyalty lies. And my loyalty lies with you. And I'm gonna ride or die until the wheels fall off. Right or wrong or indifferent. And that's not right. That's not right. Just because, listen, like I said, I have children. And listen, I have some hard-headed grown boys. Some very hard-headed grown boys. Both my boys grown, married, or been married more than once, and they young. They ain't that old. And honey, some of the stuff that those boys did, I ain't approve of, and I told them, boy, your thing gonna fall off. You're gonna stick it in lean, and it's gonna come out green. And that's the way I feel about him, about Marky. You're gonna stick it in lean, it's gonna come out green. You'll mess around with something you can't spell, some that'll burn through a rubber when you decide to use them anyway. So yeah, I don't, just because you my child don't mean I'm gonna agree with what you do, and I ain't gonna hold you up. You do something wrong, I just might turn you in myself, especially if you inflicting a harm on somebody. I don't care how many days I labor. I didn't raid no spawn of Satan. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and I ain't gonna hold you up in it. Some people get a pleasure out of manipulating other people. And that's what this part looks like. Pure manipulation. And that's not good. It's pure manipulation. What's gonna happen? I don't know if y'all let me see. I'm I'm trying to think if the name of the I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's Terrence J was in this movie. And Terrence J vowed that he wasn't gonna never get married because he was gonna sleep around. He was gonna do what he wanted. He had a different one for different days and times and situations and all this, that, and the other. And then there was another movie that Keith Sweat's ex-wife was in. I can't think of her name right now, but she was real pretty. That she was in, and she was doing a similar situation like that. They were sleeping around this guy, but they messed around and found the one. Boomerang. Y'all remember Boomerang? You remember how Eddie Murphy was a hoe? A player? And he ran into Robin Gibbons, and Robin Gibbons put that whooping pill on him, and he fell in love with her, and she left him in the corner sucking his thumb. It's gonna take that type of situation to get people like that straight. It's gonna take that type of situation. That's what you know what I'm saying? Listen, sometimes you don't have success taming a wild beast. Some beasts are going to succumb to their habitat. You can use that. Some beasts are just going to succumb to their habitat. Does that mean that there's no redemption? No, but first he's got to believe in redemption. He don't even believe that he can be redeemed because he don't believe in a redeemer. So people like that, you just gotta keep the kids out of the way. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Say, I don't right my children's wrong. I encourage them to correct the situation. Exactly. You said everything you said thus far has been facts and very much on point. Well, I appreciate you, Sugar. You remember Boomerang. Well, thank you, sweetie. Well, it'll become larger by you all sharing and liking it and subscribing and supporting the channel. But I speak nothing but truth. I honestly do. I'm not biased. I'm not gonna do it. I can't. I have an obligation to God first of all. I have an obligation to God, and I can't bring myself to lie, especially about nothing like that. I'm not gonna destroy anybody's life. I don't do that. So I hate to end this, but I'm gonna have to run. I gotta hurry up and get these people's meals out to them. They'll be ready to pick them up in a few. And I need to go ahead and steam down this cabbage. And I'm not gonna make another cake. I made a caramel cake, y'all, a couple of days ago. I wish I could drop a picture in the what you call it, so y'all can see it, but I can't drop pictures in the chat. But we'll see what it was before it is now. It ain't that long. Matter of fact, I made 1, 2, 3, 4 caramel cakes. 4 caramel cakes. I had an order for 2 for Valentine's Day, and I had another order for 1. Then I made 1 for the house. And one of the young ladies sent me a picture of hers, and she was about to eat her last slice. And I make everything from scratch. I make my cake, my caramel, everything I cook from scratch. So I gotta drop this cabbage in this thing. I got food steaming in the background, so I'm gonna go ahead. I really appreciate you, Sugar, Miss Inez. I really do. You said, and you were. Oh wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. and you were on the front lines yesterday, which I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you for saying it. Thank you for that boost of confidence. I need it. I need it. And again, like I said, my platform is not to um bash you. But matter of fact, you might come on here and hear me clowning somebody, like straight roasting and gagging, because I can be a comedian. You might hear me coming over here with somebody singing. You might hear me coming over here doing a talent show, thank you for the subscription. You might hear me doing a poetry slam. Um, you might come over here and hear anything. The latest news, trending topics. I might come and do Bible study, all kind of things. So I might, some days I come over here and just pray for people. If you have a prayer request or something and you put it in the chat, and I just come and I just pray for you. But see, now I have another channel, which is the Trash Talk Alley channel. And that's the channel where I do most of my roasting and gags. Because I try to keep this channel on an even kind of serious kill. But that other channel, oh, we act a fool over there. We act a real ignorant fool over there. And I just do it like that. That's Trash Talk Alley 22. That's my other channel. And those people be like, now how she gonna call herself a preacher? She playing pranks on people and this, that, and the other. Well, that's why I have this platform to minister to you, whether you like it or not. And then I have the other platform where I can have fun. Yeah, the Bible says that laughter does good like a medicine. So I love you all on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I never say goodbye because goodbye is so permanent. So I always say later for now. Let me see what you said here, sugar. Me too, sugar don't need a drink. Just a snicker just to get me on stage, babe. You hear me? Girl, bye. I can act like a Mickey. Give me a Pepsi. Give me a Pepsi. I act all the fool I can for you. You hear me? Whether it's funny or not, I left my own joke. Okay? Oh, Karen, I love you back. I love you back. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if I'll be back tonight. I might not. But I see you soon. And if you have any ideas, you know where to hit me at. Find me in them comments. I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing gonna ever be. I love Marcus. I don't like his ways, but I love him. Gotcha. All right, babies. Y'all take care. Treat somebody nice. Smile at somebody. Give them a hug. You never know what good it will do. Later for now.